Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we are jumping back into our game with Ermor. Turn 88. We have gotten another ferry, and that is because I'm feeling like we might need a bit more air magic with Itimu having died. So anyway, we have cast another wizard tower. This one's in a kind of weird spot, but I want to get... We're building a temple here. I basically just want to get my Dominion out here. And I'm going to fort these up, I think, once I have money. Anyway, that's kind of the plan. We'll see if it actually works. I may run out of money, because I'm going to need a lot of money for all the temples I'm building. And then we have a fair number of battles, and we have a bunch of water elemental assassins. So here he comes to knock me off his throne potentially, or ping it. See what I've got out here. I've got a little bit of chaff. Here we go on top of... Right, this is his throne. He doesn't really have PD here yet. And we have a very important battle here in Jabarina. So we're attacking Jabarina with a big, mighty, fearsome army. And he has brought Airbody. First of all, this is a full PD dump, right? So before he was attacking into me where he didn't have the advantage of his PD. And here he does. And he has his god, who is holding up Gift of Nature's Bounty, or whatever you call it. He's got... I don't see blood slaves. Maybe this guy's just going to do life after death. Oh no, here's some blood slaves. So presumably this guy's going to do undead mastery. He's got this Morgan sorceress with a storm staff. And then a bunch more Morgan sorceresses. A bunch. And then from a mage perspective, it's a little lacking. I think he's running low on mages. We've got a few Kernau druids here. There's a few Ysian druids here. But, you know, I mean, it's not much. It's not much. From a troop perspective, he's bringing... First of all, just the full PD dump. He's got some Daon Seeds, or however you say it. Some heavy cav, Ysian Knights. On my side, it's the usual. We've seen it before. Alright, we've got Storm coming up. That's already up from Storm Staff. We've got Rigor Mortis dropped. We can see now that Ys is gone, and they've done Army of Gold, and they've done Lucky, or Will of Fates. He's kind of given up on battlefield wipes because it has been killing all his casters. When you get, even if you have high MR, you basically have to have like a Titan chassis to hold up a battlefield wipe against like 300 undead. I mean, against 300 Blood Vengeance dudes. You get like a critical mass of Blood Vengeance dudes, and it's very, 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 very hard to hold up a battlefield enchantment against them, even with stacking MR. You can see the little... Oh, there goes Undead Mastery. Looking kind of close now. My guys are kind of surrounded by some of their own brothers. Fortunately, we have Fog Warriors off. And right now, it looks like the battle is not going in my favor. But one thing he does not have up is he does not have relief. And the fatigue is starting to build. I don't think I have Grip of Winter up here. But I think we've mostly fatigued out the Mage Core now. Go ahead and put the turn timer on here. It's only turn 8. But yeah, a lot of these guys are they're pretty close to being passed out, and they may not wake up. But you can see they're so hard to kill. With luck on them, and with like troops with armor and Army of Gold, they just get so hard to kill. Got our Death Mage Corps here at the back. I think I just lost one here. But you can see these guys, these spectators with the shroud on them, are actually pretty tough. Because they're ethereal, and then, you know, they're going to be regenning a lot. They certainly could use a protection buff. And then he cast Bone Grinding. I don't know if that was on script or off, but that was the vampire. You can't see him anymore because he blew himself up. Bone Grinding into this many lictors, pretty good way to kill yourself. Because it's going to hit 100% of them, which means you're going to have that many MR checks. Unfortunately, those who got hit are probably going to have gotten an Affliction. Okay, it's not that bad. Actually don't see any Afflictions. I wonder if regeneration gives us a chance at dodging it. That's not even a limp. Okay. But we are now at the point where these guys are very fatigued out. If they're on the front line, they're not swinging their swords. And they don't swing them for long. If they're in the reinforcements, they're about to the point where they're fatigued out already without ever having swung their sword. And our guys are starting, because they're on attack rear, are starting to trickle around the sides. And it's turn 21 now in the battle. Pick up the speed a bit. You can see it's really the fatigue that has turned this around. If he had a relief up and was still spamming his spells, there's a chance he would win this combat. So it's definitely looking his way for a while. But even with relief up, it's kind of... You still kind of are going to fatigue out a bit in a long battle. With relief up, you tend to kind of fatigue out when you're doing things. Like the mages would still fatigue out. But they tend to wake back up. You're not like asleep for the rest of combat. You teeter in and out between being awake and asleep. Which means you're going to be taking increased kind of critical hits and stuff on the front line, etc. So Rigor Mortis is still very powerful even with relief out. But that wasn't even out, so then it's just a matter of time. And importantly, his god actually just used the Elixir of Life. We missed it. I don't know if we can see it somewhere down here. Yeah, High Morgan Queen died and lives again. So yeah. And if she dies in combat, that means Gift of Nature's Bounty is going to be taken out. And there she went. She fell. And this looks like I have a big army left, but almost all this is summoned. So the losses on my side were rather catastrophic. But importantly, we also killed... Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know where he summoned that vampire from. There's a chance he summoned the vampire in Nazca or some of these coastal forts. Which, if I've taken them, or like the throne, there's a chance if I've taken them, that vampire will not be coming back. And his access to death mages is pretty important. Because honestly, it's undead mastery that's fucking me more than anything. And so anyway, if we look at it, Jabberina, so here's the battle. I lost another archbishop. I lost a censor. I lost one of my spectators. I think we saw him take an axe to the head. I lost 6 of my mountain kings. I lost 600 troops in total. Of them, we didn't lose many lictors. We only lost 16 lictors. We lost 20 Knights of the Unholy Sepulchre. So mostly I just lost my chaff. It felt like I lost more than that, I'll be honest. On his side, as we have said so many times before, he lost everything. He lost his Kernel Druids, his Morgan Sorceress, his Vampire Lord, his Deician Druids, And yeah, all this PD. I think it's worth pointing out too, while he had declared war on us, we were the ones to declare war on him this last time. Basically, we got out of the war with Relay. We declared war on Ys again. I was pretty certain Ys was going to declare war on us the second he could. The only reason he pieced out with me was he got attacked by Naval. But I think in many ways, like, we were bound to conflict. The land he had with having taken Nazca it was the most obvious place for me to attack. I mean, it was 2 thrones. It was really rich land. So we just, we've had to fight it out. And there's, I mean, I just, even with Gift of Nature's Bounty up, I don't, there's things he probably could have done better, but I mean, just getting Gifts of Nature's Bounty up was a huge play. So, yeah, anyway, the inertia now, I would say overwhelmingly in my favor with Gift of Nature's Bounty falling. Major deal. And that also opens up a global slot, so somebody's going to try to put something up. We could potentially try to do Gift of Health, but I don't want to be the first one to put it up. I want to put it up second. Because if I put it up first, somebody gets the opportunity to save gems and then overcast me, which I'm not very excited about. And we're not ready to put up Underdark yet. Underdark, we're getting 60 gems a turn, and then plus 10 more from Sakane, so that's 70. We're spending some of them in combat, so let's say we really are only getting 60 a turn. Anyway, it's going to be a while till we get 800, which I think is how many I want when I cast it. Maybe 900. 900 is a little overkill. I don't think anybody has the kind of pockets they're going to need to take it down. But people are going to try to cast it with literally every gem they have. If they can't take it down, I win. So that's why I want to do it very high. But anyway, it's going to be a while. There's a decent chance the game ends before I actually cast it. So yeah, there's no PD on top of this fort. We're going to go ahead and storm it. He doesn't really have anything I see in position to take it. Basically, same for this. We're going to storm this. I don't think there's anything in position. We got some Alquills out of this combat, which is nice. We're going to go ahead and ferry those back to a fort where we can put them on researchers. And yeah, taking this fort will be huge. And then we've got a pretty big play this turn. His plan, basically, for defending this throne is he's got a small force inside that will deal with chaffy dudes that are going to come sit on top and potentially try to siege like we saw before. And he's got a huge army here. And presumably this is the hammer, right? So if I put something really scary on top of this throne, he's going to take these guys and knock me off. Well, I think we're going to come and trap the hammer in the hole. And we're going to go put this big army on top of his squad that's supposed to come protect this throne. We're going to do mass protection, fog warriors. Mass protection is very safe to do underwater. There's not many fire damages underwater. Water power, shark attack, grip of winter, rigor mortis, and like 600 dudes. I don't know if he's patrolling. We're kind of far enough in the game where I don't really think he's caring that much about research. He may be done with research. And he's got a ton of guys, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's patrolling. But you can bone grinding and stuff underwater. So if he was patrolling every turn, then it's possible I could mess with him with bone grinding too. So anyway, I have no idea whether he's going to patrol or not. Either way, we're going to roll the dice. I haven't really been attacking at all underwater during our war. I've been leaving it. So I'm going to have the surprise factor on my side too. So anyway, we're sending this big squad underwater. And ideally, they killed the PD. They trapped this huge army inside the fort. The exact same turn as we're moving in this huge, enormous doom stack. Probably my scariest army on the map. On top of this fort. So that's going to feel pretty okay. We have some sacred reinforcement coming in from this province where we've got like 100 massed lictors here. So that's pretty good. Temples, we've got temples that are built pretty much everywhere. I've got to get temples put up here. But yeah, this should be a really good turn for me because I'm going to get this throne. I'm going to get this fort. And I think I'm going to checkmate this throne this turn too. And he has also lost Gift of Nature's Bounty, so he can't even do PD dumps anymore. Now he is really just a small yes with Vengeful Waters up. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and snipe this. I've got some idiot somewhere. This guy. This is a pretty good PD rating kit. So he can Magic Phase. He's going to Magic Phase on top of this temple. Knock it out. It will prevent reinforcement. Sometimes yes can do 2 province move to attack on land with Morvark Knights. Moving here with Magic Phase will block that. Or should block that. So, anyway. That will be good to do. It's also just going to knock the temple down. And now with Gift of Nature's Bounty gone and having all these armies of chaff, his upkeep's probably pretty much ruining his economy. So, yeah, it's going to be hard for him to replace these temples and still recruit mages and things like that. So, there's a temple here. I think there's a temple here. I think there's also a temple here. Ideally, I come in, knock these temples, start pushing back the Dominion, etc., etc., etc. So that's basically the plan. Let's talk a little bit about the other parts of the world. So, Relay is kind of just dueling with Ashdod. And Ashdod, on one hand, if Relay is going to make progress, Ashdod's the most obvious target. We can see how his war with me turned out. Ashdod has very little incentive to fight me, since there's no thrones he's going to get. And he does have an incentive to fight Relay, because if we talk about the columns, right, there's 6 thrones in this column. I'll call this Ashdod's column. And there's 6 thrones in my column. I don't have all those 6 thrones, right? I only have 3 of them. But I've got 2 under siege. And then this one, I don't have a nap protecting this one from Relay anymore. So I could presumably take this when I want to. I mean, he could always gateway in, all sorts of things. But anyway. So yeah, there's reason for them to fight. But I think it's pretty heavily Ashdod favored now. Because if Relay ever assembles anything terribly scary, then Ashdod can just nuke it from orbit like he did before. Anyway, there's some garbage over here. And yeah. Otherwise, I think Naval has been making slow attacks against Ys. I don't think they're attacking Relay, but they could potentially go after this. I need to actually scout this fort. I think with the damage I've put on Ys, there's a decent chance Naval actually is finally able to get this throne from Ys, which was one of the main reasons for going to war with Ys, was to take this throne from him. So that would be a good step forward for Naval. Unfortunately for Naval, I'm probably, by the time he gets this from Ys, I'll probably have eaten almost all of Ys. Which will mean the undead machine powers up even more. Anyway, you make the plays you can. The play to win the game, I don't think, is attacking me. Though, because I think doing that basically gives it to Ashdod for him. I don't know. I don't think there is really a way to win as Naval right now. There's definitely not a way to win as Ys. There's possibly a way to win with Relay, because Relay has tarts, like unstoppable tarts, because he's got recuperation in his bless. But he's pretty beat up. Economically pretty small after having lost Jotunheim to me. incapable of mounting one thing Relay does really well is they have really good big armies, but he's not able to use them with flames from the sky coming down. So I don't know. I don't know how I would play Relay in this situation. It's not a good situation to be in. Anyway, that's kind of what's happening. Fortunately, what I was worried about is that I was worried Ashdar was going to completely run over Relay and get all of the thrones in his column very quickly, which would mean sniping this one from Ys, sniping this one from Relay. But so far that hasn't happened. Right now Ashdod has more thrones than me too. They have 4 and I have 3, but I'm about to get 4 and 5 pretty quickly. I need to scout this throne, which is the Ys throne, and see who's taking it. So I need to do that probably next turn. Anyway. So anyway, that's turn 88. Let's go ahead and go to turn 89, which is my current turn, if I recall. Indeed it is. I think I have finished playing it. Oh no, I haven't. No, I definitely haven't. See a bunch of undone things. So, we had some success. We raid underwater here. As you can see, went swimmingly well. We're up to 76 HP. We moved our big army in here, which I'm sure was pretty much unexpected, and didn't lose much. And that's really nice. And we moved our enormous army in over here, which of course is most excellent, because now he has nothing that can defend. He can't get anything in from his capital. He can't get anything in from here. There's nothing to really sail. Basically, this is just now mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to storm this with pretty much everything. There's only garbage inside, so I'm not even really worried about it. What I could do is potentially have these guys move over here underwater. I don't know. It's probably a little risky. I would need fog warriors. Anyway, I'm not sure. We could. Not sure if I will. We'll probably just pull these guys off. I really haven't decided if it's worth fully persecuting a war with Ys underwater. Right now, I kind of think it is. If Vengeful Waters wasn't up, it definitely would be. But with Vengeful Waters up, it's kind of a question. It's a pretty big question mark. We have a battle here for this throne, and there's really nothing inside. I'll just show you. Just a little bit of garbage here. Yoink. We get assassinated a bunch. I think... Okay, yeah, we manage. This Archbishop survives. Golem gets sent home. Flame Spirit survives. And then Troll King survives. So we're good to go. Unfortunately for me, though, Naval has taken this, which kind of cuts me off from being able to get to this throne. It means I might have to declare war on Naval. But we'll see. The other thing I have to be a little cautious about is Naval does have Purgatory up. You can see we're Dom pushing him really hard, though. We've got so much Dominion pressure, guys. I mean, I've been building... I haven't shown you all the temples I've been building. A few turns ago, we were at 53. I'm up at 59 now. Some of that is the forts I was slow building manually, like these palisades. They have come up, and I've got temples in them. This one, we still need to build a temple. I've got one coming up this turn. And notice I'm doing some stupid things, like I've got my stone idols in a province. I'm building a temple, which generally you wouldn't want to do. But we're kind of trying to have our cake and eat it too. We're trying to get to keep Jotunheim as being a high population province, And we're trying to keep our Dominion out. I probably should focus on keeping my Dominion out of Nazca more than Jotunheim. But anyway. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I've got 2 stone idols. I'll probably stack up more here. So anyway, we've successfully taken this throne. We'll be claiming it, which will give us Magic Dominion +1, which is still going to keep us at Drain 2, which will be fine. Means we get the +1 MR in friendly territory, which we care about. Here, it's a little tricky. I want to roll out. Oh, we should take this off you. Yeah, I want to take this army and roll out. We still have plenty enough. You can see we got 1,000 siege strength here. Plenty enough siege strength to 1-turn pop this. And I want to ideally get this whole coastline, and then I can raid underwater. And knock down some of these temples, etc. That would be ideal for me. To do that, I need to push through, and there's a decent chance that Naval tries to cut me off so that I can't do that, and hope that his paper agreement with me will protect me, or protect. I mean, I think this is an Ashdod throne. This is the Ys throne, but anyway, it'll protect me from getting a lot of the coast. Which, to be honest, I don't think I would fight with him for it. There's no reason really for us to fight. So anyway, it would be an effective paper protection. Because right now, him fighting over here and not attacking me is kind of doing God's work. I think my next war has to be against Ashdod. There's just no real... I mean, I have to get this from Relay, and I have to get one of these from Ashdod. So I think I put both these under siege, force him to react, try to drain his fire gem bank over the course of several turns, and then try to take a killing blow, or like raid all the stuff around it. That's probably what I do. I make him think I'm going for thrones, and I just fuck with all his stuff around it. And while I'm baiting out all his fire gems. Yeah. I think that's the play. The other things I was thinking about were like army boosting items. So to make it look like I have a shit ton of lictors in a province. And that'll be a little tricky to do though, because basically the way to do that is I would have to like magic phase on top and win, which I think is not easy to do. I don't know. I don't want to get all my lictors flames from the sky. The other thing that happened this turn, this is probably the biggest news of the turn, is somebody who always casts in every single game Gift of Health has cast Gift of Health, and I knew he was saving up for it, so he's finally cast it. It's one of the things, you do it every game, people know. I know. Every game I've played in with Sakane, he's cast it. So, true to form, he has cast it this game. The question is, how many did he cast it with? He's not that big. He hasn't had Mother Oak. He doesn't... Like, I've had Pangea, at least. And Jotunheim, which also has nature access. I haven't done an excellent job site-searching nature in Scalaria, but I've done some. Probably could have done more. If we look at all my land, I'm pretty okay site-searched for nature. Pretty okay. We did some of it. My nature income is okay. 22 is not great, but we probably have similar nature income, to be honest. I think he probably did a casting of 500, if I had to guess. Which means I might need 600 to do it very safely. Meanwhile, I need to make a ring of sorcery with my pearl, so I can't alchemize. I'm not... So, let's go through, like, should I cast it now or later? Because we know we're going to cast it. The question is, should I cast it now or later? If I cast it now, which, by the way, I could. I've got the Tree Lord's Staff. If I cast it now, less likelihood it works, but I'm going to deny him making some tarts. If I cast it later, then he's going to have a stable of probably like 10 or 15 tarts that I'm going to have to deal with. Maybe more, because he's got Will of Misery up, which he's split with me. But what's more important, I think, is that I have it when I need it. So that when he's trying to do these strategic nukes and, like, kill my guys in my forts, that I have it. So I think we've kind of talked ourselves into it. I think I'm going to go ahead and build a palisade here. Let's move some more idiots over here. We're going to build a palisade. We're going to get our forts up. We've already got temples basically everywhere here. I'm going to hit 2 on the keyboard, which is going to get rid of my armies. So you can kind of see, here we've got to build a temple. Here I think we've got a temple coming up. We've got temples basically all in here, including in Nazca, where I need to stuff it full of stone idols. We need to build a temple here, but I also need places for my god to hide without him getting afflictions. So anyway, maybe here. How many? My god is 5. It may be worth getting an Ivy King and not having, because it's going to be a bit of a gamble running my god all over the place, trying to keep him from getting afflicted. It may be worth trying to cast with an Ivy King. For an Ivy King to cast it, you need to be, I think it's only 5 or 6. No, it's 6. Yeah, it would be trivial. Any Ivy King could cast it. But I can probably find a province for him to sit in. The problem, though, is a lot of my newly conquered stuff has Vengeful Waters in it, which I don't really want taxes hanging out in Vengeful Waters. So I'm not sure. If I can keep some Relay and Dominion, I may just keep taxes somewhere up here. Though I don't have an app with the squids, so the squids definitely could target him with assassins or something. Anyway. That's a decision we have to make. I think we're going to get at least 600 gems and then we'll cast it. Ideally, maybe we do like 630. That way, if you have to be nature 6 to cast it, and he only cast it as a nature 6 with, the full 600 gems going into the spell, we get a bit of an advantage. We also have this, which gives us a 20 enchantment bonus, which is not a big deal because the base spell is not actually that expensive. It's 50. So basically it's going to give us like 10 gems off. I guess it's worth moving here to cast it. Oh, no, it's not, because it's 0 population. We get an affliction. So, yeah. Anyway, this is going to be exciting, trying to keep taxes alive or unafflicted. Because he could get the feeble-minded affliction and then bye-bye global, which would be hilarious. I've been saving up for it all game. I think it's probably worth doing an Ivy King. I think there's too much of a dice roll for 600 gems. Or maybe I just use a Fairy Queen, because I don't want to waste any turns. But then it means I have this Fairy Queen that can't do shit. Or like a Lamia Queen. I also need the Ring of Sorcery. She could do it with the Ring of Sorcery. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe that's what I do. Well, if I'm going to do that with her, she can be all the way over here. Do I have any boots or anything? Oh god, what's her map? Her map movement's 10? Oh my god. I take literally all game. Do I have anybody else who's a nature mage over here? Literally anybody. Maybe we could just waste the gems on a Ivy Lord. I think it's worth it, just so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to make Boots of Quickness, and we're going to have her begin her long journey. The Ring of Levitation, how far can she go? Spoiler, not very far. Let's see if we can at least get you some of the way. Okay. Can you make it all the way over here? You can't. So here, we're going to go there, and then I'm going to make over here Boots of Quickness. And our mad dash to get her over to the enchantment bonus site, which, you know, it's kind of, she doesn't need them, but we'll get her over there a little bit faster. It's not, the nice thing about the enchantment bonus is if he did do a 600 cast, it'll give us a slight bonus there. The ever so slightest bonus. Because we're going to get to put 10 more gems in it than he could. That's basically how that works. The other thing is I can try to trade maybe for more nature gems. I need to ask Naval if he needs to trade, but that would be really nice to shave a turn off. And I need to talk to Naval too, also to get some intel about what's happening in this part of the world. I need to find where I put my stone idol. Which, if I recall, it was somewhere in this portion of the world. Well, when I find it, if I find it, well, I'll be damned. One second. Astral window. Go to commander. Okay, we found you. So where I need to cast it, I need to see what happened to this throne. I was kind of checking out what all the sites were at all the thrones and which one was named what. So anyway, this one's still owned by Relay with some pretty nice sites here. We're going to go see what's happening. This one's going to be spicy. Either this one's going to Nabar right now, which is what my guess is, or Ashdod has moved on it. That's kind of my guess. Kind of me guess. So, okay, moves for this turn. We've taken this fort. Unfortunately, with the geography and with Nabat taking this, I can't even, like, move south. I have to backtrack through here to get up this way, which, you know, I could be completely blocked. So, that's a bit of a bummer. We have this guy who's just going to make a temple here, and I probably should go ahead and get these idiots off of him. Yeah, he's going to make a temple. He's got a bunch of gear so that he's probably going to chop a water elemental in half. And yeah, we want to go ahead and get our Dominion spread over here. I need to get also somebody underwater. Like like, I need to get one of these idiots. Give him a bottle and get him underwater and put a temple in here. Get this nasty Dominion out. But I think for now we'll settle with just leaving it. Actually, my Dominion will probably push this out naturally. I might send somebody underwater there later once it's quieted down a bit. The question then becomes, once we have completely kicked Ys off the coast, do we keep going underwater? I think the answer is yes. The other answer is no. If I do no, what that's going to mean is I would need to basically attack Ashdod. Which, if Ashdod's putting pressure on other thrones, then I need to do that. These are the only 2 thrones in his column he doesn't control. If I'm correct. He should have 4. Yeah. So if Ashdod gets both of these, or is even making a play for both of them, I think it might be... Well, I want to... Ideally, I time it so that when I cast Gift of Health is the same turn our nap expires. And I get some of this infrastructure up. So I don't think I declare war on him yet. So I probably futz around with Ys for like 4 or 5 more turns. Kill all his underwater temples, etc., etc. Here we're going to go ahead and storm. I don't know if it makes sense to storm with everybody. Well, at least bring the important people. Dogs on the keyboard. Oh god, there's so many guys here. What is my siege strength here? 3,000? Jesus. His power level, it's over 3,000. I mean, I just don't need to bring this many people in. It's just too much. It is just too much. I'll crash the game. Alright, that's good enough for me. You guys are going to storm. I do have... The most important thing, actually, is not Fog Warriors here. The most important thing is Mass Flight. Let's make sure we've got Mass Flight scripted. I don't know if I have enough gems, though. I think I meant to bring some gems to reinforce this army, and I think I failed. Yeah, I don't see anybody carrying gems here. I don't think it matters, but it is a little bit of a fuck up. Whatever. We'll just do the best we can. No Fog Warriors for us, but we're bringing overwhelming force. I'm not really worried. So we're going to storm this. We're going to have some other idiots laying siege. These guys... I do think we can take all those forts. In some ways, we're stronger underwater than we are on land. So I don't even have to worry about the other nukes. Only problem is I need like some death mages to spam out Disintegrate to deal with water elementals and stuff. But I don't want to just barrel into like this. And I do want a Ring of Returning on my Fairy Queen. Probably need to give her an air hat too. So I think we leave one guy here, and I think everybody else is going to kind of pull back for a second. Anyway, I think that's the play. We'll try to get a Ring of Returning on my Fairy Queen. Death, who's over here. Where are you, Death? We need Death to make us this Ring of Sorcery, which is 60 gems. I think we should go ahead and just make it, guys. We should just go ahead and make it. So now we can forge it. I just need some more pearls. So we'll just go ahead and alchemize. Okay. And other questions exist to be answered. Like, what do we do with these guys? We're claiming this throne. These other idiots, I think they are safe to... We're building a temple. These other idiots are safe to roll out. I could go here to Friendly Dominion. I don't think we do. I think we stage... God, we're going to get a lot of assassination attempts here, though. And I don't feel 100% bulletproof on them. Really getting cold feet. Okay, so I think what we do is we roll out this way. We send you over here. Hope he doesn't get it. If he doesn't get assassinated this turn, I'll have water bottles to put on him next turn. We're coming over here. Did I take the water bottle off the idiot over? Oh, I've got to pick up all the dudes here. I think we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Not sorting them out into the proper types. As one does. Okay, let's take all the idiots here and have you guys move over this way. I feel like I might have lost somebody here. Okay, we lost a spectator. Okay, that was it. And if he starts doing crazy shit, we'll start putting more effort into scripting. But for now, we'll just assume like Fog Warrior's Mass Flight is going to be enough. I've got a lot of gems, so anyway, we'll do that. Some nature gems. Oh, we're not giving nature. Nature's too scarce. The other thing, I mean, I can turn these 4-1 into like nature if I needed to, or to death. So anyway, that's an option too. But this should one turn pop this fort, and then we take that. And then it also opens up raiding and potentially getting into like this fort. Which would be good. Puts me a little closer to the one extra throne I'm going to need to win, which would probably be this one. Which is an Ashdod throne. Or, I mean, it could be one of these two, so... Anyway, we're getting pretty close to the part of the game where I've got a good chance of winning. You can go ahead and site search. Kind of don't want him to die to a... Do I have any anti-assassin gear? Not really. Some of you I will understand if y'all want to tune out here. I'm going to kind of just leave this on as we kind of go through some of the micro of this turn. So many guys. Oh, a province without enemy candles. Sweet Jesus. We'll go ahead and move you out here. I believe this guy can still do his fundamental purpose, which is Phoenix Power and then Fire Fend. Which he can do with only one fire gem. Give him a thing. Okay. And Advancing cast spells will probably kill a thug if the thug's there. It should work. I do want to jump back here and hit all these, but I don't feel super confident doing it. Definitely don't feel confident hitting this one. I think we might. I'm going to move here and then we'll hit this next turn. So we slowly dismantle Ys. And we're going to take all of these idiots. And we're going to move them up here towards Nazca. We're going to have you come pick up more dudes. Yeah, I don't know if I've really shown you all the micro. We'll do that. This fort I could upgrade, but I could... Okay, we also have a temple coming up here. I actually care more about upgrading this fort. I think we'll do that. And we already have a temple. Can we preach? We'll preach a little bit. Or we're going to make ghouls here. Why not? And we have a fair number of idiots. This one's internal, as is this one. I don't think I'm going to spend the money upgrading internal forts right now. Okay. Give you a boatload of idiots and have... This is like the micro for this. It's basically just picking up idiots and moving them around the map. Skeleton Manager. Now here we've got a bunch of dudes, and I've got decisions to make. Normally I would shuffle everybody up. I mean, we could also just go underwater here. Problem is I don't have mage support. I need more bottles of water. That's honestly like the limiting factor here. I've got some mages here who can... I think we summoned a Troll King here too. He honestly needs to make himself Earth Boots. And then he's going to need to make himself a crown of the Crucible of Stone. And you, good sir, you made a golem last turn. Not exactly sure where we put you. Definitely don't want to use the golems underwater where there might be water elementals. Otherwise, not totally sure where this guy's going to go. He doesn't really need to make anything. I think we'll just have him research for now, but I definitely need that golem in the future. So okay, we'll keep making fire gear. I've kind of been holding off on the fire gear manufacturing. And honestly, I should probably give these hammers to these kind of idiots. We're just making fire gear. Okay. We've got a lot, but when I fight Ashdod, all my mages are going to need fire resistance to survive flames from the sky. Ring of Wizardry. I think you can put this in the lab. I can't think of anything he needs to make right now, so I'll just take all this stuff off. And we did get Alt 9. So now, once I get my Troll Kings kitted out, we can do Army of Gold. Like, this guy can do Army of Gold now. I kind of would like to make him a Bloodstone, too. Then we can do Army of Gold and Ground Army. Which is something I like the idea of very much. That would mean blood empowering an Earth guy. Or I could like blood empower this guy. I forget what... We might as well. Could be really good against Ashdod. again. This is Skeleton Management Simulator. Now there's nowhere... I guess we'll go ahead and deploy him. So I have to alchemize more. Do I have boots for him? Not really. Oh, here's earth boots right here. Oh, just teleport him in case. Wait, who was I empowering? No, I think we'll have you research. We're going to empower this troll. He's going to be an earth blood troll. You know, there's benefits to maybe doing it on this guy. What are all the blood things I'm going to get if I do it on him? We get vampires, potentially, but I'd have to research that, which, I mean, let's get real. We get potentially send lesser horror. Don't really care. I mean, all these things, I don't think there's many good blood items that need that. I think it's okay, actually, just doing it on the troll. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. Then we can put some boosters on him and get a bloodstone or two. And then I'll feel pretty confident dropping. Their script will be, and I'll go ahead and just show you. It'll be summon earth power. Then it'll be ground army. And then it will be army of gold. And that will go a long way to making us a lot stronger. A lot stronger. Fairy Queen could also get deployed. I think we're going to kind of put these nature gems back. We're going to mostly just use her for that. And I don't think there's anywhere in particular she needs to be right now. Do I have air support over here? We do have one Fairy Queen. Yeah, I think she can hang tight for now. We kind of have won this war. We have a shit ton of lictors I can move in, which I guess we'll do. Yeah, I think I can actually conquer Ys properly. To do it, I'm going to need a bit more underwater gear. So I think that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to make a tiny bit more like shambler skins and water bottles are what I need. And then, yeah, I think an Army of Gold caster, a Fog Warriors caster, both those being assassin immune. Then I need a Shark Attack caster, which I've got one of those. A Shark Attack caster, Rigor Mortis. Yeah, I think the other thing too is this army has a lot of siege strength, 600. We only like barely damaged the fort. There's a shit ton of stuff inside here. Yeah, but I think with that we can come and start knocking out all these forts. So I think that's going to be the plan. And it's going to look like some stupid slow war we're doing against Ys, and then we're going to just pivot into fighting Ashdod. And then let's have everybody here wait. You have a temple. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. You see how the micro goes, though. I've probably got like 15 more minutes of this. So anyway, guys, I will see you next time. Take care.